3 nights ago, I heard footsteps in my ceiling. The strange thing is, I live on the top floor. There shouldn't be anyone above me. It started around 2:41 a.m. I was lying in bed scrolling through my phone when I heard a slow sound above me. Step, step, step. At first, I thought it was the building making noise. Old buildings sometimes do that. But the sound kept moving from one side of the ceiling to the other, like someone was walking. I sat up and listened carefully. The footsteps stopped directly above my bed. Then there was silence for about 10 seconds. And then I heard something else, a soft scratching sound, like someone dragging their fingers across the ceiling. My heart started racing, so I grabbed a chair and climbed up to look at the ceiling vent in my room. The vent was slightly open. I was sure it was closed before. I slowly pushed it open, and that's when I saw something move in the darkness above. I quickly stepped back from the chair. My hands were shaking. I told myself it had to be an animal, maybe a rat or something stuck inside the ceiling. But the sound I heard earlier, those were clearly footsteps, not scratching, not crawling, footsteps. The next morning I called my landlord. He checked the ceiling and said everything looked normal. No holes, no damage, nothing. He even laughed and said, "Maybe your neighbor upstairs." I stared at him and said, "I live on the top floor." His smile disappeared. That night, I decided to stay awake. Around 2:41 a.m., the footsteps came back. But this time, they weren't moving across the ceiling. They were moving toward the vent, right above my bed. I grabbed my phone and turned on the camera. My plan was simple. If something was really inside the ceiling, I wanted proof. The footsteps stopped again, right above the vent. Then, slowly, the metal vent cover started shaking, just a little, like something was touching it from the other side. My breathing became heavy. I pointed my phone camera directly at the vent. Then, suddenly, the vent moved, just 1 inch, then 2, and from the small opening, something dropped down. Not an animal, not dust, a small piece of paper. I picked it up slowly. I stared at the paper for a long time, trying to understand what it meant. Then, suddenly, the footsteps started again. But this time, they weren't in the ceiling. They were inside my apartment. Slow steps coming from the hallway. My bedroom door was slightly open. Through the gap, I saw a shadow move. I froze. The footsteps stopped right outside my door. Then I heard a whisper, very close, almost against the door. It said, "Now you know." I didn't move. I didn't breathe. After a few seconds, the footsteps walked away. The apartment became silent again. The next morning, I checked the entire place. No one was there. But when I looked at the ceiling vent, it was completely closed again, like it had never been opened. And the paper I found? It disappeared, like it was never there. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this story, make sure to subscribe to DarkFable for more dark and mysterious stories. And remember, sometimes the sounds you hear above you at night aren't coming from another floor. They're coming from somewhere much closer.